Hey scholars, it's Mrs. Jasnica and we're back with another Draw With Me challenge. This week we're going to be drawing a burger and fries. What you'll need for this project is a paper, a pencil, and something to color with like markers, crayons, or colored pencils. Alright, let's go back to the art room. Hey kindergarten through 6th grade. We're going to be drawing our burger and fries together now. So to begin, like we always do, we want to make sure that our paper is in the correct position. We're going to be using our paper going sideways like this, not like this. Once you have your paper horizontally or sideways, we're going to find the middle of the paper. So the middle of the paper is right around here. We're going to be drawing our burger on this side of the paper, and we're going to be drawing our fries on the left side of the paper. So, since this is the middle of the paper, we want to have space for our fries that are going to be pretty big, and our burger is going to be a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go to this side of the paper, and we're going to begin with the burger. I think that it's a little bit harder to do the burger because it's got a lot of layers. And we're going to be doing some lines. Now the lines are going to be all of the different layers that are on the burger. So I'm going to turn my paper just a little bit sideways, and I'm going to start with the bottom piece of the burger, so the bun, the bottom part of the bun. And I'm going to make a line. So this was like the middle of the paper right here. So we want it to go like from here to like maybe here or something. We don't want it to go all the way to the edge of the paper. So this will be the very bottom of our burger. Now we're going to make the top part of that bun. And again, we're just making a straight line going from right like maybe up here all the way to here. So we want to leave a little bit of space. This is going to be the thickness of our bun. And I'm gonna make another line. Now remember, if you want to make straight lines, you can always use a ruler or the side of a piece of paper. Mine are not going to be perfectly straight because I am using just my pencil and nothing to outline with. Alright, now we are going to make the next line above that. This is going to be a little bit higher up. So we're basically just making lines right now. This line is going to be above this line, and it's going to be where our meat is. And this will all make sense in a moment. So again, we're making a line like this. So right now we have 3 lines. And we'll do the rest of the lines in a minute. Let's fill these out real quick so you can see what they look like. So like I said, this was going to be our bun. I'm actually going to make a wiggly line here to show a piece of lettuce. So let's do that together. 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines. So the middle line right here, we're going to be making a wiggly line under it, like so. So I'm going to start on this side. I'm going to make a wiggly line, just going like this. And then we're going to close it at the top, like so. So as you can see, all I did was where that middle straight line was, I made a wiggly line underneath it, and then I connected it back up. This is going to be our lettuce. Now again, I said this was the bun. This is still the bun. So all we're going to do now is from here, we're going to close this part up to the top. So watch me and then you do it. We're going to go from here and make a curved line up to the top. We're going to do that again over here. So from this line down here, we're just going to make a curved line until we hit the lettuce. Like so. Now I know that doesn't really look like a piece of bread, but it will by the end. And now this line right here and this line is going to be our meat. So our burger meat. what we're gonna do is, again, we're gonna make a line going from here to here, and a line from here to here. But since this is meat, I'm gonna make it kind of wiggly. So you can make it straight, kind of like we did for the burger bun, but I'm gonna make mine look kind of bumpy, like this. If you want to make just a parentheses, like a straight line or a curved line, that's fine. But I want to make mine look bumpy so you can tell that this is the meat and this is the bun. So now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do the same thing. So from this line, I'm going to wiggle and come down until I hit the bottom. All right, now we have to make the cheese and anything else that you want on yours. Maybe a tomato, or maybe you want another piece of meat. Maybe you want to put two of these on top of each other. Either way, we're going to need to make some lines. So I'm going to make the cheese, and the cheese is not going to be quite as thick as the piece of meat. So we're just going to make a thin line going right above this line here. So again, I'm going to turn my paper. And I'm going to make a straight line. I'm going to start really close to this line because a piece of cheese is very thin. And I'm going to make a straight line going across, like that. And now I'm going to make another line above this, and that's going to be where the tomato goes. If you don't want a tomato, you don't have to do this extra line. It's up to you, really. But actually, we're going to have to put the bun on top anyway, so may as well put this line. Oh, there's my cat. So I am making another straight line above the line where the cheese is going to go. And now, come on, kitty. What are you doing? Come on, you got to get down. Ugh. All right. Anyway, so this is where my cheese is going to go. And this is where my tomato slice is gonna go. And if you want to make your cheese look runny, you can also add little drips coming down like this. Or you can even add the corner of the cheese. You know how cheese is square? So it usually has like a little pointy edge. So we can do that too. I'm gonna put a pointy edge over here just so you can see. There we go. And you're probably like, hold on, Miss Jasnica, I thought the cheese was right here. It is, but we'd have to erase this part here so it looks like the cheese is dripping. Like that. And of course, I'll erase better later. But for right now, it's kind of hard to erase my pencil lines. There we go. And then here is my piece of cheese. Now we're going to close the side. So to do that, we're just going from this line to this line, like that. Now we're going to skip over to here, and we're going to close this line from here to here, like that. And this area right here is all our cheese. Now this is our tomato piece. You can either do a curved line or a straight line down, up to you. I'm gonna make mine curved like this and curved like this. So now we have our bun, a piece of lettuce, a piece of meat, a drippy cheese, and a tomato. And again, you can always add more if you want to, just make other lines. Now we're gonna put our bun, and the top part bun is usually pretty big. It's bigger than the bottom piece. So if you wanna make it look extra big, you can make it super high up. We don't wanna make it so big you won't be able to eat it, of course. So what I'm gonna do here is from this corner, I'm gonna go out just a little bit, like that. You can see I made a very, very small line out. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Just a small line going out. And now we're going to make an arch. Kind of looks like a rainbow arch. You can also say it looks kind of like maybe an upside down U or a sideways C. And we're going to go up, 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 up. And from here, we're gonna go up, 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 up until our lines meet in the middle. And this is our burger. Now, sometimes burgers have seeds on the top part of the bun. So if you want to add some seeds, you can add small little ovals like this. Or you can make them look like teardrops. So you can make them look kind of like this. Either way is fine. Whatever you prefer is fine with me. Usually they do look more like seeds that are like teardrops. But really, doesn't matter to me. I'm just gonna make a little of both. There we go. That seems like a decent amount. So that was actually the hardest part, was drawing these lines to make the burger. Now we're going to be making our fries, excuse me. Before we get to the fries, I'm gonna turn the paper real quick just to go over how we did this again, because I know some people might be a little bit confused. So again, we're making straight lines. That's a terrible straight line, but that's fine. So we have a line at the bottom, which is going to be the bun. This whole part's going to be the bun. And then we have to make another line that's going to be where the meat goes, which is right here. Then we're going to be making a line for the cheese, which is going to be small. And a line for the tomato. Okay, so how many lines total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These lines are all kind of big, and then this line, the in-between part here, is very thin. The second line, so 1, 2, you're gonna make a wiggly line. Like that. Here, you connect to the top, like that. So most of you already did this, but just in case, this part is the meat. We're gonna make it bumpy, like that. This is cheese. So we just make a straight line down. And again, if you want the cheese to come dripping, you can make drip marks like this. This is a tomato, so you can just make a bump and a bump. And finally, the top of the tomato is where the bread starts. So we're gonna go out a little and go out a little and then make the bun, okay? That is how you make the burger. Now let's go back to the front. We're gonna be making our French fries now. So we're gonna start the fries at the bottom, and we're gonna be using the left side of the paper. So again, I'm gonna turn my paper slightly, and I'm gonna make a straight line going from the burger to almost the end of the paper. We wanna leave some space. Not my best line, but good enough. There is my line. And now we're gonna make a line going up to be the side of the box or I guess not really a box, but the container that the fries go in. Now, normally it doesn't go straight up, it goes a little bit slanted. So we're going to slant the line just a little bit, like so. Notice how there's more space here and less space here because my line is slanted. Now I'm going to make the other side here, which is actually behind the burger. It's gonna be right around here. So it's just one small line coming from behind the burger. And that's the other side of my container where my fries go. I have a cat on my back. and he's being really annoying. All right, anyway, I'm gonna tilt my paper once again, and I'm gonna just make a small line. I don't want it to go all the way across. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, like so. Now the reason why I'm not doing the line all the way across is because in McDonald's at least, but most fast food companies make a kind of like a little dip right here instead of going straight across, and it makes it easier for you to grab your fries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a small bump here. Or I guess you can say that it kind of looks like a really wide C. So I'm going to go like this and like this. Ta-da! And that looks like the fry container. Now we're going to make the fries. Now the fries are just gonna look like, kind of like little sticks. They're gonna be little lines going up and making these really, really long looking, kind of like, I guess you can say they look a little bit like rectangles, but really, really long rectangles. So let's go ahead and just put them anywhere. It doesn't really matter where they go. We're gonna put a ton of them. So we have a straight line and a straight line. Now notice there's a little bit of distance in between it here. And now we're gonna make the lines connected at the top. Now we're gonna do it again. So they don't have to be going straight up like this one is. You can make them slightly slanted. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna turn my paper for this because it's really, really hard for me to do lines when they're not facing me. So I'm gonna turn my paper upside down. And now I'm gonna make the lines toward myself. There's another line. And another line. At the top, we're gonna close it, or I guess at the bottom in this case, because I got the paper upside down. And now we're going to keep doing that. And again, the lines do not have to be perfectly straight, and they don't have to be going up. They can be going sideways like this one. So when you make two lines, you close them at the top. Let's make another one going sideways. Here's one line and another line. Close them at the top. Now some of them are going to go behind other ones if you want them to. If you don't want them to, you can just make them go straight up and down, a bunch of lines. But for second grade up to sixth grade, you're probably going to want some of these to be behind some of the other ones. So just to give you an example, let's say I have one going this way. It might come up over here. So here's my other line. And you got to close it. So see, this one's behind. Actually, it's a little bit messed up, so let me fix it. It's a little better. Okay, so some of them are going to be behind the other ones, and that's okay. There we go. Sometimes you won't be able to do both lines. So let me do one over here. I'm gonna have a line going up. It's gonna be going behind this one. I'm gonna have another one going here, like that. Maybe another one over here. Now, if this is a little bit difficult for you, I will show you a better way to do it. Give me one moment. I'm doing all of this upside down. Hold on, let me turn it this way real quick so you can see what I've been doing. So, there we go. And I'm just doing this pretty quickly, just to show you what the fries would look like coming out of the container. Now, real quick, if this is a little bit difficult for you, having to overlap them like that, you can make, let's say here is your carton for the fries, and then here's the little bump. You can just make straight lines going up like this. Just a bunch of straight lines. And then close the tops. Like that. And they don't have to be all over the place like I did. You can make them just straight. And that is perfectly fine too. Okay? So again, if you want to make them easier like this, you're just going to make straight lines. Like that. And then close the tops. If this line is too short, you just make it go up and then close it. Up and then close it. And keep going. See? And that's it. Alright, now I'm going to add just one detail to my fries. I'm going to add just a line right here. If we're talking about McDonald's fries, they usually have this little, I guess you can call it like a line here that goes all the way across. And they have a letter M here. But I don't want to make these McDonald's fries. I just want them to have two different colors. So I'm going to be coloring this red and this yellow. So all I did here was just add another line so that this carton is not completely one color. If you want to add other lines here, maybe a line down here, or maybe you want to add the letter M, you can do that now. Because remember, this is your drawing. In fact, if you prefer a different place, a better fast food place, you can always put the letter of the place on the fries so that you know where this burger and fries came from. Alright, let's go ahead and start outlining and coloring in. Alright, scholars, here is my finished artwork, my burger and fries. As you can see, I chose to make the fries container red and yellow, kind of like McDonald's, although I didn't put the M on here. And I chose to make the table red, so I added a horizon line after. And I just left the background white because I didn't really know where I wanted to put this burger and fries. Alright, now it's time for me to see what you guys were working on.